What's up, guys? This is Pessimism. Here I bring to you a Jill any percent slash 100% speedrunning tutorial. Appreciate you clicking this video. First, you want to go to options. You want to go to your video settings. Now, your resolution window setting, you can have that whatever you like, but make sure you have vertical synchronization off. You have frame rate set to variable, and if you have a powerful enough PC, you can put that as to whatever you want. Now, for language, if you have Chinese, you want to pick Chinese. I personally pick simplified Chinese, but some regions don't have it. They have Japanese. That is going to be your best bet if you do not have Chinese. Also, for 100%, you are going to want to load game. It'll show you how to, what I mean specifically, but the reason you do that is because whenever you go into the caverns, your knife is going to be in the first slot. Therefore, it's going to be quicker to get your knife for the black tiger. And you treat it other than that the same.
Resident Evil.
Make sure you have alternate controls selected. Now, I can't really explain to you all how to get good at alternate controls. That's one of the things where you have to practice it and do it on your own. You want to pick the first one, that's normal, and then your costume. So real quick, you want to have your weapon unequipped at all times. There's one exception. It doesn't apply to this run, but the knife will keep your maximum run speed. So at all times, you want to be unequipped. Go back into the hall. This is what you call the cold feet strategy, I guess. Also, you only, when you're approaching doors, you can hold action to get the earliest frame possible. Now, this is where we're introduced to stair skating. You stair skate by holding up on the D-pad and mashing to run as fast as you can. Basically, you're canceling out the character animation, therefore you go up the stairs faster. I did this a couple times so you guys can see it. Mashing buttons is a big part of this game. And I'm using the door skip mod, which has its own category. It's separate from vanilla, and you are allowed to remap your controllers using input mapper with a PS4 controller, so you can stair skate using your analog stick. This is banned in vanilla category. So we're approaching our first key item, and we're also approaching our first set of zombies. This line is fairly simple. Just make sure you get past this guy. The arrowhead zombie is very mean sometimes. He can, as you can see, this is what he does sometimes. Sometimes he lunges, sometimes he doesn't. React accordingly. Now this is a defense item. I personally don't pick these up, but if you're becoming comfortable with the run, grab them for sure. You can set them automatically or automatically or manually. And I also have clips set up to where the different variations of how the enemies work. And there are several parts of this video where I will have separate clips so you can see them. Right here is a very long stair skate. I forgot to mention, whenever you're approaching this, make sure you hug on the right, because if you're somewhat to the left, you can trigger the zombie, the bald zombie, and you do not want to do that. So make sure you hug the right. Come up. Now, I get grabbed here. And right when I get to the doors, when the other scenes will show, and I'll explain what I'm doing, what's the best way to do it, etc. So you come here. Now, if the zombie is off the screen or he's in this current position, which you'll see, hug to the left right there. Just do that. And when he's off screen, that's not 100% guaranteed, but it works a good amount of the time. Now, if that zombie is on the screen when you come up here, run into him and bait him. Now, in this game, you want to push forward into zombies and pull out using alternate controls. So that's another reason why alternate controls are so important, excluding, instant 180s, 360s, free movement, etc. But so you need to run into zombies, pull out. Also, another thing, when you're coming up to locked doors, you want to mash. There's lots of mashing in this game, other than stair skate. This game is not like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, where, holding the action button makes the text go by faster. You need to hold the button, or excuse me, you need to mash. I'm also picking up all the defense items that are in your route. So if you're learning this game, becoming comfortable, you will see all the ones where you can grab it and it's in the route. So coming up here, once we come back into this hall, you'll see a good example of enemy luck. Now, there are chances where the zombies are not going to lunge, and that's just bad luck. Or in situations, there's a couple of these. That zombie can be right in your face around the corner. He can be where he just was. It just depends on luck. Once you get used to running this game, you know how the game works. You'll see, what the correct play to do is. I personally wait right there and determine, what the correct reaction is. And here we're coming up with the biggest reset point of the game. You have to do quick shoot. Here's an example of quick shooting. This is an optimal dogfight. Basically, quick shooting is you press action on a specific frame in the firing animation, and you rapid fire. Ba 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 ba. This is another thing where I can't just tell you how to do it. You have to put the time in. You have to practice it. You have to get it down. I highly recommend you make a save. Get plenty of handgun ammunition, and you sit there and practice. Ba 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 ba. Excuse me. There's a neat little trick here. So when you enter the menus, you can kind of like do double inputs with the analog and the D-pad at the same time. As you see right there, the first input I did, it skipped 2 or skipped 3 and went down to 5. That is an example of what double inputs, you can skip it. Be wary though, it is possible to accidentally go into the defense items tab. If you do that, just hit B quickly and you're good. Fortunately for speedrunners of this game, the two biggest reset points are right next to each other. Now we have to get through Murder Hall. And you want to do this room with alternate controls. Sometimes the bald zombie will not be in your way. You can run right past him, or he can be in your way as he was for me. If he's in your way, you want to run into him, pull out, bait. There's a chance he's not going to lunge. If that is the case, just run into him. Because if you try to sit back and just let the Crimson head hit you, the Crimson gonna hit you, and then Baldy's gonna grab you, and it's just run into him to save time. Now we get our main weapon of the game, the grenade launcher, which is used all the way up into the lab. Oh, I forgot to mention, this tutorial, this translates over, I'm playing this on PC, this translates to console, PS4, Xbox One. Obviously you can't get the door skip, but the strategies, the lines, they work. That was just Richard, who I personally call Richard. We gotta get the serum. Now, coming up right here, in this route, you use 2 menus, or you use 2 item boxes. Now, if you double tap an item box, you get to skip the opening animation just like that. I go back, I'll show you what just single tapping looks like. As you can see, it is slower. I use the left and the right bumper. Make sure you make a save to practice this. Left, 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 left A, left A, left A, quickly. And that is what you do right there. This is another example of what I was talking about earlier with the zombies who are in random positions when you can't necessarily see them. That's another example. Just, you know, come around the corner, see what he's doing, and react appropriately. That's another defense item that's in your path that's free to get. There are a few that are in the path, but grabbing them sets you up to get attacked. Another example of alternate control, trying to get 6 corners real tight. We are on our way back to Richard. Some random information I can give you real quick. So Jill will get put into red caution with 2 bites. Red caution will slow you down. Whereas Chris can sometimes take 3. So here's another example of where I have several clips for each different pattern or whatever you want to call it for each one. This is actually the rare one. So if he doesn't lunge, do what I just did, there is a chance that he will lunge earlier than what he did right there. React accordingly. This is the optimal pattern you want. And lastly, if he lunges, looks like optimal, he flips around, do this, and you're good to go. Each door in this game is 7 seconds. So over the course of the run, you can imagine the time save that door skip brings to the run. It's about 20, I don't know, like 23, 25 minutes, something like that. It's gigantic. This zombie is one of the few zombies you have to worry about that can double lunge. Over, you know, playing this game, seeing all the different patterns and stuff like that, you'll see what I mean with double lunging. Also, right there, so you go down to 8. If you simply hit combined and hit left, it'll automatically bring you up to 7. Instead of you going upright, just hit left. Quick little time save. You can just run right through him. There are several zombies you can do that to. I believe I messed this puzzle up during this recording. There are actually a couple things I messed up. Actually, I didn't, apparently. Okay. There are a couple things I actually messed up, and I had to record some stuff to show you. I actually messed up the Plant 42 fight. And, oh, there might be 1 or 2 more. So now we're coming up on the first boss, I have quotations, boss fight. Oh, I also like to mention real quick that most of this works for real survival, but not all of it, because you need the assault shotgun for real survival. That will be another tutorial for another day. But so here we're coming up with Yawn, everyone's favorite snake. As long as you follow what I do right here, you will be safe. So go in between the pillar, pick up the mask, flip around. Do not, that pillar right there, do not get close to that pillar. Because Yawn's side slam has absolutely ridiculous range. He will hit you even if it looks like he won't. He will do it. It's possible for that zombie to not be in your way, so you can just run right past him without baiting. Of course, if he is in your way like that, just bait and react accordingly. This room is another example where alternate controls shine. Like, you don't have to do the clunky 180 with a slow turn around and turn into your left, turn into your right. You can just instantly move. Very nice. So we're coming up on, you enter this save room, only categories you can do that for are Jill any percent and Jill 100%. Come get these flame grenades. And that's it. This room is another example of when mashing fast, you know, helps a lot, mashing through all this text. There's going to be a clip coming up here that I actually did on my live stream, and it showcases a trick called pump canceling, which you're going to need to, you're going to need to practice and get it down for these fights. It's going to start as soon as this next cutscene ends. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little trick you do in this run. It's called pump canceling. Normally Jill, as you can see, she has a cooldown when firing, right? So you can eliminate this by aiming, shoot, let go real quick, all control. So definitely make a save, practice it. It's not a gigantic time save, but you use it throughout the run. So make sure you make a save and practice pump canceling. I have the display control so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So you want to keep Elder Crimson up. That doesn't happen. If he falls, stay around his ankles and fire. You must end this fight with 3 flame grenades. If for whatever reason he doesn't go down in 3, switch back to the regular grenades. 3 is absolutely required. So like I said, hang on his ankles when if he goes down. Because if you're, say you're coming up to like his waist and stuff like that, if you shoot, it is not going to hit him. You need to hit him. You need to be by his ankles aim and hit him. So this is the end of Mansion 1. This run becomes pretty chill for a while after this. Here's another defense item if you'd like. Here we have a luck-based kind of puzzle. So each of these cocks have differing speeds. They can go, drop from being really slow to really fast in a quick amount of time. So make sure you are aware of this and hit. You want west and north. I actually think it's north, the second one. I'm almost certain it is. Anyways, coming up to... This is actually in... This whole area is a new addition to the game. I'm not sure if... Some people might be wanting to learn this game and they never played the original Resident Evil. So this is a brand new game. Or excuse me, a brand new area in the game. This isn't in the original. I actually make a save here so I can show you the safe strat for this, and then the optimized strat. We're coming up on Lisa Trevor, who she does not die. You can't kill her, no matter how many times you hit her with a rocket launcher. And she hits like a truck. So getting these dodges down is very important so you can avoid these hits. So her active damage frames are up as long as her hands are up. If you'll see what I'm talking about right here, but do not attempt to run past her until you see her hands completely down. Just like that. Now here's the optimized strategy. Basically, you hold down at kind of like, but ever so much to the right, and you'll move like this. Now, you want to make sure that you do not get caught on anything, because if you do, she is 100% going to hit you. I highly recommend you make a save like I did right here in practice. Another thing with variable frame rate, there's a chance that you will get stuck on Lisa herself, and that is going to result in you getting a hit. There's also another area in the game where you have to be very careful of this, and it's not good. I personally grab the fast here. You can grab it as soon as you come in here if you like. That's just preference. This area is pretty safe on our initial visit. Just simply run past. Not a whole lot going on in this part of the game. Just make sure you're taking your lines tight. Keep moving forward. These crows will never hit you. Well, they actually didn't even attack me there, but sometimes they swoop down trying to attack. We are now in the guard house. We'll be here for a little bit. We're on our way to get a red book. Now, our first enemies we encounter are going to be 3 spiders. The only one that poses a threat is that one. The spider can do 4 things. It can just stare at you, do nothing. It can charge poison, it can quick poison, and it can charge you. You are safe. I actually ignored this part. When I need to drop off the ink ribbon. So you immediately go from the double door to this part. So, and the quick poison and the charge attacks are the ones you have to worry about. Spiders, their poisoning can poison you, which requires a blue herb. and it automatically puts your character in the injured state, like the injured animation rather. So your run speed is going to be decreased. So you want to get rid of that as soon as possible. Real quick, my entrance into that room where the cutscene started, you want to mash. That is one of the few rooms where you need to mash because the cutscene's there. Open A is not going to trigger opening the door, so you need to mash through it. The any percent and 100% route are pretty much the same up until whenever you get out of guardhouse is when you start seeing the changes. Oh, I should mention another thing. So 100% in this game is defined as saving both characters. So for Jill, you must save Chris and Barry, and for Chris, you need to save Rebecca and Jill. Now that door right there, that bookcase rather, you need to come at it. Normally you're supposed to push the first one, push it back one, and then push the one we first pushed to the right, or secondly. So if you come into those bookcases, you come into that like a slight angle, Jill's going to get caught on something, and then you just ever so slightly move your analog stick, and then she pushes that one. That's another thing you're going to want to practice. That was one of the most recent tricks found in this game as well. I don't remember who found it, but it's a cool little time save. Not a whole lot going on in this room, just push the boxes, enjoy the music. Jill does not have to completely push this box. Now we're coming into the shark ring, and I was fortunate enough to get this with no damage on without having to save and quit trying to get it. So look at this. The shark that's right here coming up to me, the no damage is only possible. Well, it's only possible taking that route right there. You can take the long way and be safe without getting hit, but it's not as fast. It's only possible if that shark turns around, starts coming at you immediately, and goes for a leg grab. If that does not happen, and you take the right in the middle like I did, you are 100% getting hit.
Emergency.
So
Unknown
it is
source
very
of
common
pressure
for you to
detected.
have to use your fast
Locking
in that
all
room.
doors to achieve maximum safety.
So the solutions to this puzzle is right here. You see the number at the bottom. It's 1, 2, or 3. 2 is
Reaching
the option you do not
30%
want.
of pressure
Granted, it's only
threshold.
one input, but it is still technically time box. You want 1 and 3. So here we're coming up to a very scary looking, but very easy to do skip. So there's a giant shark in here. The intended way is to push this little thing in and electrocute it. However, it is possible to jump down and run. I actually mess this up, you're dead 100%. Drop down, up, left. Make sure you're running. Just like that. It looks scary, but it is simple to pull off. This is another room where it's good to use alternate controls. Because if you use tank, then you have to do the slow turn to get up the ladder. Coming up is zombies, one of the few zombies that threaten you with a double lunge. Fortunately for me, so you want to come up, push up, bait, run past. Keep in mind, if he does not lunge, just run into him. Coming up on a completely luck-based cutscene. We got our insecticide and we are here to get rid of these bees. These bees can fall in 2 to 3 seconds. They can be flying around for close to 8 seconds. That right there is a pretty average bee cutscene. So that's an area where you have no control over, and you can lose or save time. We're approaching our second boss fight, which I messed up. So you're gonna see me mess it up. I'm gonna leave, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it correctly. Make sure you equip your grenade launcher so you don't have to force menu. And here we go. Meet Plant 42. A genuinely easy boss unless you're doing knife only. So you want to come up right here. Shoot. Oh yeah, right. This is where I messed up. That kind of threw me off right there. So I'll just commentate whenever I have the actual correct clip, or you know what I'm saying. It's coming right now. See what I'll come up here, run, do it right here, aim, fire, pump, cancel, fire. 99% of the time you're going to trigger the cutscene right there. It's going to be the same thing, aim up, shoot, dead. 1 second, 1.2. There is an extremely small chance you will trigger that cutscene on the first grenade. If that happens, you are not going to one cycle. Quick note, if you're doing 100%, do not combine the grenades right there. Do it for any percent, not 100%. Now we're getting ready to leave the guardhouse. We have a nice cutscene with Mr. Albert Wesker here. We'll make our way back to the mansion. Now this, like I said earlier, this is where, ignore this as well, because I have to drop my pink ribbon. Or the pistol, excuse me. That's right, that's what I do. I killed the pistol. I killed the pistol. Anyways. We're on our way back to the mansion. Now this is where the 100% changes start to show. I have clipped all the differences between any percent and 100%, and I will explain to you what the differences are. So I recommend making a save in that save room because this is a very dangerous line you need to get down. These snakes can hit you, they can poison you. Therefore, they could get the blue herb, and it's just a massive time loss. So practice that line. Fortunately for us, if you do get hit, there's a blue herb in this next room. However, getting it can be a problem because the services will come after you. So this is where the first 100% change starts. Any percent you don't grab those grenades. 100% you do grab those grenades. Also, if you need another defense item or heal, they're right there. Now we're coming up to another very dangerous room. This is when the hunters are introduced. I'm going to show you the safe strat, and I'm going to show you the optimized strat. So, wait right here, wait for him to run. As soon as you hear him stop running, you run. you have to straight up these quick. Fortunately, a lot of the times if he cuts you off, he swings at the wall and you can do what I just did. Now here's the optimized strat. This is extremely risky. If you're learning this game, I do not recommend starting off with this unless you're a runner who likes to learn all the optimized strats off the top. That is extremely risky. You are very likely to die if that does not work out. A lot of the times, the hunter up top is, you're gonna run out like I did. The hunter up top is gonna start running back. He's gonna intercept you coming down the stairs, and then you have two very dangerous hunters in your way. You will be forced to either die or shoot them with your grenades, and ammo management is very important for this run, so that's a horrible situation. Just run past these spiders. There are no threat as long as you just run right through the room. There's a defense item coming up here. However, this is one of the ones I do not recommend you grabbing, because if you do, the zombie is going to catch close and he's going to be in your way. If this zombie right here is not on your screen, wait until he gets on your screen. I do not recommend you trying to bait him if he's off your screen, and most of the time it's going to end horribly. Coming up as our second 100% change. Here's a defense item if you'd like. Now in 100%, you get these acid grenades. As you can see, I have 12 grenades. I did not combine them. Now back to reverse murder hall. So, all control into this guy, bait. The Baldy can be in your way, he cannot be in your way. Fortunately for us, the Crimson Head smacks him and knocks him down. A lot of the times, if he's not in your way, he's going to be right around the corner, so be wary of just running blindly and he can grab you. Now we're coming up to our third boss fight, where we actually have to fight Yawn. First, I'll show you the any percent strategy, and then I will show you the 100%. Times here. Finish him off downstairs with one more grenade. 5-7. .100% strategy. Okay, so equip the grenade launcher, equip the acid. Same thing, pump cancel. You want to hit him 5 times. You want to get rid of all these grenades. You hit him 5 times up there. Pick them up. Finish them. Done. Also right here, once again, do not combine your grenades into your weapon, your normal grenades. We have one more set to pick up and then we can combine. Here's another 100% difference. Any percent, turn off the lights, grab the grenades. There's a lot of the times you're not going to have that fast. It takes one push back up to right here, wait 2 seconds, then come up. And since I have the fast hide to force menu, but most of the time, like I said, you won't have it. And you get the red gem, and you will leave. Now, 100%. Grab the grenades first this time. One push. Then the light. One push. Climb up. Hold up left and start mashing action. So you can get trigger that quickly. Jump down. And then this is where you want to go in and combine your grenades. So you only have to combine one time instead of doing it 3 separate times, or even 2 times. Now this is the any percent. So I should explain the yellow gem that you get in 100%. You need to get a mode disc. You need 3 mode discs to save the other character. So we only need the red gem for any percent. And this is the 100%. We need to go down here. 2 hunters are going to break through, ignore them. And now we're going back through the lower area of the mansion to get back right to where the 80% meets up at. You have a zombie coming up in here. There's also a defense item. So the optimized strategy is to take that tight to get him to lunge and then react accordingly. If you're practicing, it's a good idea to take it a little wide when you're first starting this game. Now we're through with Mansion 2. Now we're on our way to the caverns. With this line, you just want all control to the left, reposition yourself. It's kind of like left, and then kind of move it back towards like straight, and then you'll straighten up and run, make that line. Okay, there's luck involved right here. If that Cerberus is in that position, or he's up further up, looking towards the wall, you're fine. A safety right here is you can wait for that dog, just hang up behind him, or you can just make a push forward. It's risky, but now we must close up this damn thing, whatever it is. And that is going to allow us access to the caverns. There's some more luck involved here. Sometimes the Cerberus will grab you, or the torpedo lunges you and hit you. Sometimes he does that and you're fine. Same thing with this dog. If you just want to hang out, wait for him to do something and react accordingly. So right here, I accidentally forgot to record what you do for 100%. So in 100%, you go to that box, you drop your grenade launcher for the knife, the crank that's next to it for the fast and the force slot, and that's it. And then you equip the knife in this menu before you do this puzzle. So for any percent, combine your grenades, start the puzzle. 100%, equip the knife, do the puzzle. Here's another clip I took from my live stream so I can show you guys an optimal Plant 42 fight with the inputs. Right here, I say right here, that round is where you have to pass to trigger the boulder. You do not need to go all the way to the boulder to trigger it. There's obviously a reason I'm not using the world record. Come on, dude. So you want to hold up rightish, excuse me, down rightish, and you will want her to go for a German. I call it the German super heart attack. So basically, what's happening here is I'm hitting Black Tiger and the door at the same time with the grenade launcher. So you're taking care of both at once. It is a very nice strategy. Unfortunately, for 100%, you have to use the knife for your grenades. So bait her like that, come around, and hope for the best. It's pretty lucky. You're pretty lucky to get out of there with no damage. Which is why you have the fast in case you need it. Don't bother unequipping your weapon right there. Just wait till you go to this menu. Coming up as another room I recommend you make a save for and practice it. So all control down, 4 pushes. This is going to be a push and a half. Make a complete push, let go of the alt stick, and move again immediately. Just make sure you completely stop. And then you should be able to run on top of that spin thing without triggering it. And right here, Virgil, you can simply just run up, and I kind of messed it up, but you can get that item without having to actually go there. For 100%, you have to worry about, well, if you don't kill Black Tiger in 80% either, for whatever reason, you have to worry about her right there. Generally speaking, she's harmless, but you must be wary of the quick poison. Now right here, I do the grenade launcher in the first crank. I, for some reason, did the third. You don't have to do either crank, actually, but I do the grenade launcher and crank. This is the 100% what you do. Get your grenade launcher back, put that crank away, all good. It's 4, 2, 3, 1. We're coming up to another dangerous part of the area, or the run, excuse me. So first, we're here with Lisa Trevor. The first strat, this is the safety strat. Whatever direction you go is the direction she will spawn. So the safety strat right there is to go to the left so she doesn't spawn right in your way. This is the optimal strat. You kind of want to block yourself, but at the same time not slowing yourself down. So by the time she realizes you're there, you're already, you know, right in front of her and she doesn't have enough time to react and smack you. You just have to push this box right up until there. There is a possibility this game is going to troll you and say the box is not all that actually. You can just keep spamming action and you will get it eventually. This is a safety trap for this way. You want to come down here, trigger that right there, and then she'll spawn down there instead of being in the middle. The optimal strategy for this is dangerous, as this is one of those areas I was talking to you about how you can get caught on her. So you want to save and practice these lines for sure. See how like there's an ever so slightly like stutter right there? If you do it wrong, that's where you get caught and she smacks you. It is possible to skip that cutscene. You need to take that corner extremely tight and you can pull it off. For PC, it doesn't really matter because it's so fast, but for console, it'll save you maybe a good 2 seconds. Keep in mind, if you do get the cutscene skip, you must still hold tight to that because you can still trigger it on your way back. Hold tight on the wall. Bait her out, trigger this. And now we are on our way back to the mansion so we can enter the labs. here we are. This will be our final encounter with Lisa Trevor. I will first show you the any percent, and then I'll show you the 100% strategy. So since any percent is just finish the game as quick as possible, we do not need Barry, so you say no. You must pick up his Magnum. You're going to use it to get rid of Lisa. Make sure you go up like that, because if you don't, Lisa will come after you immediately instead of taking out a little tiny. So aim higher. Make sure till she's not moving anymore, and then shoot her. If you shoot while she's still like kind of like dangling a little bit, then you will miss. And then we have the 100% strategy. So since you say both characters, we need to say yes to Barry. There is luck involved with this. You want Barry to shoot her to keep her away from you. Sometimes he just stands there and does nothing. Other times he unloads on her. One thing you must take note of is you do not want Lisa Trevor to go after Barry, because she could knock him off. And if she does, 100% is impossible, therefore your run is no longer valid. If she does go for him, you can remedy this by shooting her with your weapon. Also, any percent, you shoot her off, so you do not get this cutscene. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the labs. You're gonna come with 2 zombies right here. Only the first one's a threat, potential threat. Just react accordingly to where his positioning is. On 100%, you shoot that zombie with a grenade launcher. It'll bring you down to 17 grenades. I highly recommend you make a save here so you can do this, practice this and do it quickly. It's John, Ada, and then Cell. This is the any percent, and then this is the 100%. Any percent. %. This zombie will miss at 90% back to the 90%. That zombie will not be in your way. He's just there in that position because I actually forgot to hit record during the door animation, or where the door animation would have been, and I had to, hit record. So this is 100%. We're on our way to use our first Mo disc. So right here, you want to push this thing 3.5 times. On 60 frames, it's possible to get 3 pushes in slide through, but on 120 variable, you need to push it 3.5. So you can opt to just run through that whole thing at the chance of getting grabbed. Sometimes he grabs you, sometimes he doesn't. Or you can play it safe and spend about a second to wait and guarantee you do not get grabbed. This is a safety strategy, killing the Chimera. On our way back, I will show you the strategies if you do not kill him, which is, of course, optimal. So this is any percent. If that zombie lunges back at you, simply run back and sit on his back, and then he will flip around again. And keep repeating that until he doesn't flip back in that direction. This is 100%. So we're here at the nitrogen run. Walk 2, so if you non-stop run, you will die. If you shoot a weapon, there's a chance you will die. If you get hit by an enemy, there's a chance you will die. Walk 2, run 5 is consistent. Walk 2, run 6 is possible, but it's also possible you will die. So count your footsteps, and then run 5. And then these 3 scenes are his common patterns. So this one is optimal. You want that. It's very simple to dodge. The second one can be just as fast, but he gets down and he tries to slash you, which you'll see right here. If he does this, you must practice the timing when to run. If you run too early, he's going to hit you. If you run too late, he's going to hit you. And you have a chance of dying. Make sure you practice that. It is very crucial. Third, if he jumps on the ceiling, as soon as you hear that screech, push back a step, he'll swing, he'll miss. Make sure his arm's completely up, and then run through. This is 90%. This is 100%. In 100%, after you trigger this elevator, a cutscene with Barry will start. Any percent, that cutscene does not happen. Here comes the final boss for any percent. He is very difficult, so make sure you watch closely. Done. Make sure you do not forget this key. %. Barry will be with you this time. You have to click on Barry, otherwise you can't go through this room. If you are doing 100%, an alarm, an explode. What's the term? A sequence with music, so you know the place is gonna blow up. Any percent that does not happen. This is any percent. 100.
Deactivating and releasing all locks. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing all locks. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing all locks. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing all locks.
There's a chance this zombie can flip around and this zombie can be in your face. After you go through the game a couple times, you'll see all the little things, the little variations where they can be, what they can do, and you'll adapt it accordingly. So the 80% is kind of in regards to how it ends. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the end of any percent. We have a super tyrant fight boss for 100%, which you will see
Jill,
right after this.
You did a fine job.
If for whatever reason you do not have 17 grenades, make sure you grab your handgun out of the box. So shoot him once, run up to his back, pull out. Hopefully you did it enough with things like that. Pump can't just spam him. One thing, you can run up close to him to bait him, make sure you pull out correctly though, because otherwise he will hit you. So there's some more luck involved like this. Sometimes it's nice for the first rocket, sometimes it smacks it like that and it'll stick to. That would be still 100%.
Jill, you did a fine job.
That being said, I hope you found this video helpful. I appreciate you taking time to watch it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube. Make sure you join the Resident Evil Discord. And I'll see you guys soon. You guys be safe. Bye.